goals for this organization?
Well, the mission would be, and you know what, I have, I'll get it for you before you leave. The mission would be to see that people have adequate housing. Adequate housing, of course, is subjective in regards to whether they're, whether it's a family of 4 or a family of, 2, but it really depends on where they're living now. So our objective is to allow people to apply for a house. And this would be taking families that have lived in apartments for generations and moving them into a house, to a more stable situation. So when people apply to us, they have 3 criteria that they have to have. They have to have income, they have to want to partner with us, and there's got to be a need for adequate housing. And so when they decide to partner with us, we have everybody put in 300 hours of sweat equity into their house or another Habitat project, so that they learn that they have to, it's just not something we give to them, because it's proven that if you start to give stuff to people, they don't have as much respect for it, and they sometimes don't take care of it. So we put them through a financial peace class where they have to take a 10-week finance 101 basically, and then we take them through a home ownership class. So it teaches them that when they move into a house, this is your furnace filter, this is why you have to change your filter, this is where the gas line is to turn on and off, the water line to turn on and off, things like that. Because they never had to deal with it, they've always called a landlord. So, so I guess our mission is to offer and to have people be in adequate housing, but at the same time it's to educate them as well.
Okay. How many families have you already helped this year?
Our fiscal year will help 9 families this year. And that's just with housing. We've helped 2 others in regards to ramps, putting on ramps onto their house that they needed.
Okay, what are your motives?
Define motive.
Do you want to take that away? What?
Like, what gets you up in the morning, like, go out and do this?
You mean personally or for the Habitat? Probably for the Habitat.
For the Habitat.
Yeah.
For Habitat. So it would be to be able to make a difference, and get people to work well and collaborate together, so that the outcome is something better than you would expect it to be based on one person doing a job. Now we've got people collaborating, and the outcome becomes bigger and greater than with more people involved.
How long does a project usually last?
We build a house in 3 months. We build on Thursday, Friday, and Saturdays, and that's when we use volunteers normally. And so we build in 12 build days. We'll have the house finished. So that means on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, the first time people come in, they'll be putting the walls up, and they'll be putting roof trusses on. The next weekend, they might do the siding and windows and finish the roof. The following weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, they'll be putting up drywall, or I'm sorry, painting the drywall, because the drywall would have been put up, painting the drywall and getting ready for cabinets. And the following weekend, they'd be finishing the painting and installing the trim, and then it's just ready for carpet at that point.
Okay, how many volunteers do you usually get per project?
In a house build, we take on the average about 15 volunteers a day. So 15 times 12 would be the average that we use. So we're looking at about 180 to 200 volunteers on a house. Now some of those will come back, and we have people that take a vacation days around building a house. So they'll take off Thursday, Friday, Saturday 1 week and just come and work with us to build the house.
Wow.
Because we have the homeowner there building the house themselves as well. So they get to see who's getting the house, and they can interact with these people.
Okay, where do you get all your materials from to build these houses?
Well, in our situation, Valspar donates all of the paint for every Habitat house that's built in the United States. Whirlpool donates a refrigerator and stove to every Habitat house in the United States.
Wow.
Dow donates the insulation board and the tape and the house wrap. So we have corporate partners that step up, and then we have local partners, that sometimes help us out as well. Local HVAC people will come in and they might do a house for us at half the cost of retail that somebody else might pay, because we're a Christian housing ministry. And then the labor is all volunteer labor. Those are the Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So we got people just putting up the walls, putting up everything. We've worked with Purdue, or Purdue Technology used to build our walls on site at the campus. They haven't done that. In fact, Tony Gregory, who is head of the construction management group there, is on our board, so he helps arrange that. Purdue helps us out all the time.
Okay. Has the organization made an impact in Gary lately?
We have, in fact, the 2 houses we're doing in the next 2 weeks are going to be in Gary. We have the Field of Dreams, as we call it, at 17th and Adams. We have a whole block that we're building out. And this is the 7th and 8th house, I think. And we've been putting up new houses there. And we've made an impact there. We just did Tyler Street. We did 2 houses last year, last calendar year. We did 2 houses in Gary also. One was a rehab, one was new. So we continually build in Gary. A lot of it depends on where we get free land, because they'll donate the land to us, and, as well as other communities will too. Just that we have this whole Field of Dreams section, which we're trying to build out all in one spot.
Okay. What was the best reaction you've ever got from helping a family out?
The best reaction. We had a homeowner that wasn't paying her mortgage, and she came in. We called her in because we said, if you're not going to pay your mortgage, then we got to take this back, because when we sell them the house, they get a house with a 0% interest rate. So their payment of their house is about $500 a month. It's cheaper than you would pay in an apartment nowadays. So it's a great deal for them. So this lady was upset. I shouldn't say upset. She wasn't paying, and so when I brought her in, I said something to her, and she said she had given the money to her boyfriend. And I said, well, he hasn't been bringing it here. And she started breaking down and started crying, and I think she knew then that she needed to make a tough decision. Her boyfriend was taking the money or lying to her. So what she did was, she knew then that she had to break the relationship off, because I said, don't let anybody take your house away from you. And so she did, and she started crying, and she knew what she had to do, but it was that moment in time that we sort of called her in and said, hey, we've done a great service for you. We need your payments so we can help other people. And so that was the neatest thing, where she realized we were able to help her get over that hump and realize that somebody was taking advantage of her financially, and that she was going to lose her house unless she changed her whole relationship with this individual. And so she did, and she's been fine ever since. So that was a rewarding experience.
Okay, that's it.
That's it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's not bad.